Yeah, for sure. So
basic
basic
attack,
attack, pretty simple basic attack.
Yeah.
No real change there. That being said, her passive brings in a little flavor everywhere. The passive hasn't gotten any of the +1 shifts. Honestly, we were talking about whether we wanted to spice up the passive in any way, and we'd rather have shifted that onto the other parts of the kit than actually try and like just add more damage on the passive itself. So there's actually a debate on whether to an internal debate of whether to put some of the +1 shift onto the first ability or into the passive, and we decided to put on the first ability instead. So Torture Blades, every time you do an attack or a non-ultimate ability, technically this is a change here because in Smite 1 this wouldn't proc off the 1 and now it does in Smite 2. It's just doing a damage over time. Simple as that.
You get slashed, you bleed. Makes sense.
Logic.
You bleed. So the first ability.
Yeah.
Horrible Burns. So the way this works is just an attack stim. When you use it, your next successful attack will now slow and deal bonus damage and a bonus burn. The new thing that's happening here is, we wanted to play, one of the fun things with doing the +1s is like, okay, what do we want to do just in terms of a kit? What do we want to do in terms of like, what would Daji do? Like, what is thematic? And one of the thematic thing, just look at the new effects and stuff too. It looks so good. One of the new things that we added was playing on the idea that like Daji's like a torturous.
Yes.
What might she do? Play with their food a little bit. So when someone gets low, if you can get them, I think below 30% health.
I'm not even sure if okay. Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah. Obviously this is PTS. There's still some things that are being worked on as usual.
Yep.
Expects. We've already fixed a whole bunch of stuff since this patch. I think a little bit lower.
That's okay.
Unless it just doesn't work with bots.
Do you need your one?
Oh no, it is actually it's working here. The mark isn't showing up, which is an effects thing. Yeah, so that's it's actually working there. Usually there's a mark and a beam. I think we just broke that for this thing, but you can see that it's actually the mark that's rapidly showing yourself on the buff is actually happening. So what's actually happening here is can you use your one but put it on cooldown? So turn your cooldown sheets off.
Sure.
And then use your one on like someone else just so we don't kill that guy. Yeah. And go near the person that's low.
Yep.
You can see that one is rapidly reducing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So what's actually happening is when an enemy god is below 30% health or health threshold, your one's cooldown rapidly decreases very, very quickly. Only your one. And if you hit an enemy god with that one while they're marked, you'll gain a stack, which will increase and permanently increase the damage of further ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So play with your food when they're low on health, and over the course of the game, you're going to be stacking in that 3% strength scaling only on Horrible Burns itself to deal more damage over time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you hit an enemy below 35% health with your one, you get a permanent stack of this 3%
so go ahead and hit
scaling.
that Odin with your one.
Papa.
You can see you're now on 2 stacks of permanent strength scaling on your one only.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's honestly not the easiest thing to do, which is kind of why that CDR is there, because you might end up using your one, which then gets them below the health threshold.
Stay permanently?
Those are permanent. Yeah.
Do they stack indefinitely? Is there a limit on how many stacks I can get off these?
They're permanently, and there's a limit that we're not going to get to, most likely. And if you guys get to
what is it? Is it just like
I think it's probably just 99 or 999.
Okay. Yeah.
So within 2 days, someone will tell us exactly how many you can get to.
Yes.
And we'll see how it works.
On PTS later today, somebody will tell us exactly.
All right, cool. So that's
Keep
the
in
main,
mind that's
honestly like the main
3% scaling,
feature change
strength scaling
Daji.
on only
Her
that
two, I'm pretty
ability.
sure, is
So even if you got 10
basically exactly
stacks,
the same, which is
that's
the channeling
30% more
force
strength
swipes,
scaling.
dealing damage, applying that bleed from the
on
passive,
the burn,
giving your movement speed, slow immunity, and all that good stuff. And then specifically for those who don't know, Daji, it has always actually provided you damage mitigations from enemies who are behind you. So that's that 20 to 40%.
Yeah. Your
high tails,
Yeah, your bushy tail to absorb the damage. Crazy. So while you're channeling, you could get some damage mitigations if enemies are behind you.
Turn my cooldowns back on just so I can do it.
And question, can I use my 2 while getting the one's rapid cooldown? Yeah. It's just if you're within the range.
It's just being nearby.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a range check, but as long as you're nearby, that's what matters. It's the nearest like low health enemy god that's below that threshold. And there is usually a mark above their head. I think that broke for this PTS test, unfortunately. Again, things are still a work in progress. So the 3 has the tiniest of a +1 feature at the same time.
I think it's a huge +1.
It's going to be a big deal.
Okay.
So you're not going to see it there, which is fine.
Yes, you are.
Actually, no, it technically is
Teleport to
there,
a ward.
but- Yeah, target character or ward. I don't know why I'm being so.
Ward.
Basically, you can TP and you can use your curios now to TP to ward. So if you go
Man, a
ahead,
jungler might ward. That's crazy.
that's right. you can ward hop as Daji,
Yes.
giving a little bit more flexibility.
So you can put your
Western.
curios
We've
over the
shifted some
wall in
things around
case
with
like
her
you didn't have a
ulti, we're giving her
teammate, so that way
even
you
some more
can
excitement here.
If I see an enemy ward, can I teleport
not
to that?
only
Yes.
rely on a teammate
okay.
or a
I just
minion
wanted to
to-
You happen to have a
go
sentry.
to.
I did that in like a Joust playtest, I think. No, I did that in the Conquest playtest. For some reason, there was a ward underneath our tower, and I was running back towards it, and I was able to dash towards that ward.
Okay.
So That's exciting.
Ward's useless in Arena and Assault. Not anymore if you're playing dodgy. There you go.
Now you can say place a word for teleport.
So Trickster still works the same way. Any other changes other than the ability to teleport?
Nope, that's the biggest change there. So you're still doing the main important gimmick, which is what you showed off there, is, you know,
I'm not a dodgy.
I was going to mention that.
yeah, is when you're using the 3, which has a long pre-fire, it can get interrupted very easily. Depending on where you're rotating during the pre-fire,
we can now say place a word for teleport and have it actually have a meaning.
That's a Smite 1 thing, but is incredibly crucial to Dodgy's playstyle. We want to make sure we preserve that.
Yeah, so like you can block somebody by ending up in front of them. You can end up behind them. You can, you know, basically position yourself really well for when you are teleporting with the 3.
And there's a little bit more cleaned up logic on making sure that when you have your 3 over someone, because you can't just do it anywhere, right? You have to have a target.
Yeah.
I think it prioritizes enemy gods and prioritizes like the main jungle monster instead, like in the middle one instead of the 2 side ones. There's just like an extra logic there to make it feel a little bit more usable.
Okay.
And then the ult.
And finally, the Parla, the biggest change,
The
I guess,
biggest
that a lot of
change,
people
And we have
feedback
made
on.
changes since
We have made
last talked
changes
about it.
since we last talked about it, but it's really just that, you know, there's some small things there. So you can see we've got the ulti. I think that center circle is still potentially wrong, but that's okay. So yeah, you go up, you rise up on the Paolo. Now the Paolo is always taking AoE fire damage. That's different from Smite.
Okay, so like this.
Yep. So that guy is always taking damage. If you hit someone and chain them, they will be pulled slowly vortexed towards the Paolo. Okay. If they're ever vortexed, if they're ever chained when they hit the Paolo, they'll get stunned and take bonus damage.
Okay.
That bonus damage is also something that wasn't there before. If you hit them twice, they'll actually be pulled much more strongly towards the Paolo.
Yeah, if you hit twice, you're kind of not getting away.
3 is not going to do anything different. It's just going to be hitting for extra damage. But the goal here,
There's
the main
also a
reason why
cripple
we
on
made
it
this
now.
change isn't just for the one relic like difference. It's a little bit more intentionality behind the CC. It's making sure that if you want to really affect someone, affect a team, you're not being able to get everything for free. You're not doing an Ares ulti. You really have to pick and choose how you're affecting someone. We did add a cripple to the chains now, so you can't just like leap away.
Yep.
if you do
Cripple.
get-
That's a good thing to know.
So it does
Cripple now on the chains as well. So
But there's also a duration to the chains too.
No,
which I
the
think is
vortex would
important
be
too.
more
Yeah,
like a
it's
Hades pull
6 or
in.
7 second, or 7
But
seconds.
still kind of
So if you hit all
same
those
thing, yeah.
guys after I think 3 or 3.5 seconds, the chains will just dissipate by themselves.
So long range is really going to just slow them down and pull them back slightly. But if you get in
Yeah,
on
if
one
you leave us,
target,
chain someone twice, you can still leave early while they're still being affected,
it will still pull them in for
and
the
you'll still
duration.
pull them in. Yes, and you'll still be able to attack them during it.
Yep. And you can also, like, these are AoE tethers, so yeah, you can hit multiple people at the same time.
Yeah. It also just gives us a lot more flexibility. Everything that we've talked about is iterable. We can make the first vortex stronger. We make the second vortex like basically as instant as we want it to be.
A lot of
There's a lot
tunable
of things that we can now play around with. While the previous playstyle was very unintuitive.
It
for
just
the
pulls them
enemies,
towards
right? It was
the
a very,
Paolo
like,
if you pull them over the
dodgy
wall, but they'll
favor-
obviously
favoritism
stay
there.
stuck on the wall.
So this way, honestly, like as Kilgoon talked about before, this is going to be stronger in a lot of different circumstances, but it has a lot more counterplay to it.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
I mean, honestly, being able to just all in place and deal damage and
Yeah,
AoE around
I mean, you
could
do
be
that
very
like on the
useful.
jungle entrance, whatever, pull people towards it. Now there is a zoning tool just as much as a damage and CC tool.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a little look at dodgy so far. Is there anything else I'm missing from this, from memory?
No, I think
I don't
that
think
should
so.
be it.
Yeah, I think that's base dodgy. But we also have...
Oh, we have
Aspect dodgy.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Which I
don't
think
even know
was
what this is.
on during the PT.
Oh, God, it's...
It's on?
It was
It's-
not
I
for
got
the
a
last
peek,
chat.
BRB.
They haven't seen it. You could have seen it in jungle practice.
Yeah, it was
but,
on
you
in
know.
during jungle practice by mistake, but that's fine. We figured that out.
Yeah, chains are a cripple for people in chat. They're asking
Yes.
again. Aspect. How do I turn that
Aspects.
again?
I think it's called Aspect of Ferocity.
It's test talent.
Thank you.
Test talent, one word, space dodgy, and it should autofill if you press tab.
We hope. Yeah.
The
Nice.
aspect of ferocity.
The aspect of ferocity.
Talk
So,
me through this.
Yeah, let's read this out real quick. So Horrible Burns, which is the first ability, no longer burns, which is kind of funny actually, but provides lifesteal and lasts for a short duration. It's now a stim. 1,000 Cuts, which is the second ability, has a shorter cooldown, fires 2 swings instead of the 4, but at attack speed thresholds, will actually increase the number of swings you do.
Okay.
And Trickster Spirit, which is the third ability, does less damage but provides an attack speed buff. So the goal here isn't really to roll shift Dodgy away into something else.
It's more like auto attack
It's
Dodgy.
more of a changing from ability Dodgy into auto attack Dodgy.
Okay.
A basic attack focus Dodgy. This has been strong and not strong in playtests. I think Matt
I
today
think
just
it's
got a
very
pentakill.
strong.
That being said, well, we can go to good pros and cons later. But the idea here is, yeah, so you can see. So let's just do one thing. Let's do one thing at a time.
Yep.
So just go ahead and use your 1. You can see, and go ahead and attack someone. So this now lasts several seconds and just does bonus damage. That
Yeah,
dot
so you
you're
can
seeing
just
there is
keep
from the
attacking,
passive.
right?
Yeah, so
So-
just use your 1 and keep attacking.
Oh, sorry.
So you're now doing bonus damage with each swipe, lasting a certain period of time.
Yeah.
The dot that you're seeing there is not from the horrible burns, but still from the passive. Right.
Yeah.
And it also provides you lifesteal
Yep.
while the 1 is active, which, you know, we're full health, but that is there. The second ability, if you go ahead and fire that, just does 2 swipes.
Yep.
That's it. 2 swipes of basic attack, 100% basic attack damage. That does have, I think, 70% item proc, so 30% reduced item proc damage or 70% effectiveness.
Yeah.
That being said, you can also use your 1 and then use your 2, because it's basic attack damage. So you're actually going to be able to 1 and then 2 to apply that bonus damage on everything. Now, let's get some more attack speed. Do you have, let's see, can you, you're on what,
Base.
PCS?
No, I'm on.
Oh, you're on, yeah, let's do it the same way.
What's the safe way? Base?
Yeah, just go ahead and get to, I think, 1.5 attack speed.
Sure. I
should-
don't even
did
know
I
to check. I didn't even give it enough. Is that 1.5?
Well, what I would rather
1.7.
do is it below 2.5? Was it?
Yeah,
1.7.
1.7? Yeah, go ahead and just swing. We don't need to.
Yeah, just do it right here.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, so that scales now
It
based
scales based on
off my
attack speed threshold
Okay.
specifically.
Yeah.
All right, and now go ahead and get to 2.5.
Yeah.
Charging bind of gold.
Get a tear thing while you're out here.
Yeah, go ahead and grab a tier thing. Yep, I can't see what you have.
I'm just adding
Odibo.
gold. Tier thing? Okay.
Yeah, Tear Fang, Odibo.
EP. What up,
Talon,
EP?
whatever.
EP.
Grip Talon.
Odibo.
Odibo.
Nice. Surely you have-
2.37.
Just get one more thing. Or you can pop dagger from
Crit.
ready, or you
Just
can use
cuz.
your
2.51.
free. Nice. All right, now we can play around. Go ahead and fire it. The other thing that's happening is your game going from 2, 4, 6 swings, but for those who are astutely noticing, the swings are actually faster. So
Okay.
when you go from 2 to 4, it's actually speeding up the swing timer, and from 4 to 6, it's speeding it up even more.
Oh, good luck. I don't
It's a very,
Oh, good Lord.
balanced ability.
Yeah. I mean, just silence or stun her out of it. It's fine. Like, crits, it's doing everything that, yeah. It feels pretty good. Now, remember,
We want to see how this does on PTS because
I didn't know it crit by the way,
yeah.
so I'm just showing that
yeah,
off. I
it's
was like,
basic
woo.
attack damage. So the other thing, again, remember the 3,
Aspect
if you hover
dodgy,
over that,
yes.
because it's not really that much. You can actually get 30 to 50% attack speed after using your 3. So the main thing there is,
So 3 and then 2. Okay.
3,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
1,
yeah.
2, right?
Okay.
1, if you won before you 3, you're just losing a little bit of uptime on that. But if you 3, 1, 2, you're getting full uptime. And you're going to be slashing. So you don't really need to get that 2.5 by your items. You
Was
can
it
actually
Nordic?
utilize your 3 earlier, or you
What are
can
you
use
doing, buddy?
items like Dagger of Frenzy to try and get over those certain thresholds. So it's really just understanding what thresholds you're on, and you going from the
Keep in
2
mind
to
that's
4.
auto attack damage, chat, not ability damage. So,
yeah, so in
building an
playtest,
ability-based build
she's
would
been
really
quite
do much
strong
damage here.
recently. That being said, if she is ever locked down, as with
That
most
doesn't mean this
in-hand
is gonna be
assassins,
actually be stronger
she has her
than-
ulti, I think, which is the biggest thing to allow her to escape. That's why
This doesn't mean this is actually gonna be way stronger.
with the aspect at all. But if you ever
'Cause you
catch
gotta
her
remember-
out, she doesn't have that ability burst damage. She has to
Exactly.
be swinging.
This is,
And I think this
Dodgy
should be an
usually
interesting
dashes
twist
in and one-shots
to
you with
her
Hydra's
playstyle.
Heart
Like,
Seeker
going
and then
from
goes
the
in the air.
ability
So
burst assassin
this isn't
to
guaranteed to
attack
just be
speed.
broken and
But
or
I guess
better
it's
than regular
yeah,
dodging.
it should be exciting for people to play around with. Obviously, it's on PTS, people will be able to test this all weekend
Yeah.
and will give us feedback as
There's
well.
a lot of different
on how
numbers
you
to
feel.
tweak, and I think one last thing that's actually different here is that because the horrible burns, the first ability, is now a stim that lasts a certain duration, the +1 that was added to it, which says, hey, every time you do damage with your 1 on
Yeah.
something that's low health, gain a stack. Now you can just gain more stacks, but it actually will take 4 stacks to gain 1 extra permanent strength. So that way you're not just gaining way more strength than the non-aspect dodgy.
Okay.
We thought of that as well. So it's 4 stacks to every 1.
Yeah,
a
I
lot
would
of
say
dodgy already.
definitely fun. If you are the kind of person who likes,
6 is the max number.
if you like getting in there and blowing people up,
6 is the
Dodgy
maximum,
great at
okay.
that, right?
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Yeah, totally.
She does the things that Dodgy did in Smite 1 with some fun twists, and the new aspect is quite fun to play. So check her out on PTS later today, and let us know what you think. And then she'll be live next week on Tuesday.
Again, just a reminder, I am not a dodgy main. I apologize. I should have said that at the start because I'm definitely not doing all the combos as should be done.
Yeah.
That's my expectation.
No, you're good. Dodgy cannot jump to Sylvanas plants. It's only target characters, which minions and gods, jungle bosses and such, and wards. Specifically wards. If you start doing Sylvanas plants, and you have to talk about other deployables, and
Yep.
it's what does work and what doesn't work, and you go to sake bottles and Kabrakan walls and all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
Ward's the only exception outside of just target characters.
Gonna come back here first of all as we load up the next part.
We got to go to
store.
the Ascension Pass.
Yeah.
We got to
I'm
see
excited to
all of
check out
Dodgy's
Dodgy.
cool stuff. As a reminder, if you have a Ultimate Founders Edition, you will get this free when the game comes out,
Yep.
or when the update goes live on Tuesday. So
Find it real quick.
continues to become a better and better deal.
Here we go. Back to in-game. So here's a little look first of all.
Yeah,
at-
can you look at the base?
Oh yeah, and for the
This-
someone said, do you still have the one cooldown when
Yeah,
enemy gods are low for the aspect? You do,
go to the
but it
overview.
goes on cooldown at the end, so it's harder to utilize.
So we just haven't really looked at the model.
Sure.
So yeah, so we have updated her model quite a bit from Smite 1. This
Oh,
was a
yeah.
bigger remodel than some characters get. The goal was to
Lot of
make her
touch-ups.
look more ethnically appropriate, I think, and also just to add more detail in place where it really made sense. So I think this
God,
turned
it's
out
gorgeous.
really
it
well.
came out
I think they did a
awesome.
great job
I
with
love
it.
the tails. I think they look really good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure we really took a look at this model and appreciated the work that Jason put into it. So
100%.
and animating Nine Tails, let me tell you. This- when we first did Dodgy in Smite 1, they were like, could she be like a three-tailed fox goddess? Like, no, that's
Sure.
not.
Like, that's not how that works.
That makes sense. Okay, so here's a little look at the pass. Obviously, God's Chained is one of the Ascension Pass trackers
Yep.
alongside the the Emote Mastery, and then the Shadow Skin.
Yeah.
Is the first one I
Always
just
the soul.
showcased there a little bit.
Spooky Dodgy.
Loves the red eyes.
Spooky Dodgy. You'll get the clap. And then there's Objectives Destroyed, along with God Assists and Tortured
to
Death.
Death.
Enemy gods killed
It's a
by
good name.
Torture Blades, damaged over time.
Which is the pass?
Then the Onyx. Look, that looks,
That looks
really
good.
I like
Yeah.
that.
That's so
I like
clean.
that a lot.
That does look good.
Onyx skin. Alongside the diamonds, and then there's the
Oh,
opal
oh, yeah.
variation.
Always so good.
Yeah, probably going to use Opal.
Yeah.
on this
Big
one.
fan of the
Yeah.
opals.
That's awesome.
The shiny reflection here is crazy. Then we've got the tailspin.
I haven't actually seen that.
That's fun.
Oh my gosh. I wonder what that's a reference to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you remember that old Disney animated show, Tailspin?
No.
You're not old enough for that?
That's what I thought the
Yeah,
reference
yeah.
was too.
Oh, yeah,
Not
okay.
gonna lie, because that's
Yeah.
good TV show.
That's good.
Back in the day. So there's a little look at the wave emote as well in the
Nice,
opal,
nice.
alongside Ninetales as a title.
Yeah.
God Kills as part of the tracker too. Then there's the Dodgy badge.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we didn't get all Ninetales in before somebody complains about the badge not being everything in there. Then we have
Oh
the Radiant
man,
version.
that's
Ooh.
so nice. I think our Radiant skins are just
Radiant's
awesome.
good. I think I like
Radiant
Opal the
looks
best
good.
for this
I'm a
one.
big fan
don't
of
know.
I like
Opal.
Opal's
both.
good.
There's another skin that I like as well, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Future us.
TBD
Yeah.
is what I have here. So we'll update that later on. Apologies for that one.
That's kind of normal.
And that's kind of where we're at with the Dodgy Pass.
That's
so
Dodgy.
far.
We're really excited.
Excited.
Yes, we are.
She will be out on Tuesday with everything else.
Tuesday. All test on PTS today, all the way through the weekend.
Yeah.
Where's next?
So next, let's talk about Yule Fest.
Good.
Yule
Yule
Fest will be
Fest.
kicking off. 'Tis the season.